Morning, Soul Tribe. Happy Tuesday. I'm getting myself together so I can get to this gym. Yes, I am. You know, deconstructing from religion is always probably going to be something that many of us who were raised in religious household will have to contend with. You know, as you go through your journey, you're going to sometimes come against things where sometimes you really got to sit and think like, wait a minute, is this what I really believe, or is this something that I was taught? And you're going to have to look at those things and really come to terms with what is uh, uh, a system or a belief that you follow versus something you need to unpack and realize, no, I'm not in that particular sector of a religion. I am doing something differently. You know, I think that we live in this society, especially a lot of you who follow, you're so regimented to certain belief systems. Some of you seem to think that you can dictate what people do, and you think that you can use your little Bibles to, kind of bully and weaponize people. Let me tell you something. A lot of you need to learn to mind your daggone business. See, the thing is that we have different people who follow different things. I'm sorry to tell you, I don't care what you say. There's no right way or wrong way for how you actually connect with God. What matters is intention and the energy in which you are doing so. Yes, people channel energy for good and bad, regardless of what belief system they are in. Yes, there are many of you who are Christians, who are wicked, who are disgusting, who are evil. Your intentions are not good. Your intentions actually is to sometimes run people's pockets. Your intentions is to use people energy to manipulate people. Oh yes, many of them sit in these so-called religious temples, churches, and do some of the most phallus and disgusting things, including being pedophiles, murderers, rapists, all kinds of shit. Oh yeah, that's what some of you are. That's what a lot of y'all intent is. And you do it through smiles and asking for donations, knocking on people's doors, things of that nature. Oh, yeah. Everything about spirit is about intention and energy in which you do it. And that's in every sector of a belief system. That is duality and knowing right from wrong and knowing what you should and should not be doing. Which is why I tell you, as a free, sovereign human here in this realm, we are all a part of the great I am, the creator. We're just here having an experience in this lifetime to learn some lessons. See, you have to master you and understand why you're doing what you're doing. And you can't care what anybody else thinks. Let me tell you something. When I went through the thing with religion, which was why I started my brand Soul Tribe, was because I wanted people who resonated with me. And like I told you, when my mother, who's a Jehovah's Witness, told me when she found out that I was into astrology, metaphysical science, and things that had nothing to do with Christianity, she told me that she would not speak. She was not going to speak with me no more, and that I am dealing with the works of the devil and demonic stuff. Well, baby, it was on that very day that Tabitha became the full grown ass woman that she was at 40 something years old. And I told her a lot of things about her and her truth, about her being someone who's a Christian. I told her, I said, let me tell you something. I said, okay, glad. You don't have to speak to me, but let me tell you a few things since we won't be speaking any longer. I wanted to get it all off my chest. I sure did. I let her know. I said, you're not a spiritual person. You're religious because you don't practice what you preach. I said, you gossip about people. You start a lot of bullshit with folks. I said, you've always been a motherfucking bully. I said, and growing up, I said, I know you knew about me being taken advantage of, me and being molested as a kid. I know you did. Because I remember seeing you in the kitchen talking about it with my sister's aunt, who used to babysit me, and it was her son who violated me as a little girl, touched me inappropriately. I said, and I know you know about what happened to my sister too. I said, I know you know all that. I said, and you didn't protect us. I I really spewed out a lot of things that I was angry with her with, because I needed her to know you are not a spiritual person. And me and my mother stopped speaking for 6 months to a year behind that. And let me tell you something. She came back later because later on I realized she came back and she said to me, and I had to stand on business because I was like, I don't give a fuck. I just won't speak to none of you. And sure enough, she came back and she apologized and said, listen, I just want to respect your beliefs, okay? I'm like, yeah. I said, because I respect y'all. I respect my family so much because they're Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't bother with them like that. Nah, I respect y'all like that. There's only like two of my siblings that I really talk to. Talk to. The rest of them, I don't fuck with them. Because most of my siblings are in that religion, except for my two oldest stepbrothers. But everybody else, they're in that religion. So much so that even my biological brother, who's 3 years under me, I don't speak to him because he's in that religion. And every time he tried to speak to me, he would try to bring me back. I'm like, get out of here. I ain't with this shit with you. I told him, I said, do not ever, and I'm asking you not to, don't come to me with anything that has to do with that religion. I just don't belong in that. It ain't for me. And so with him, I respect him. I don't really fuck with my brother like that, and I love him. And he my brother. He 3 years under me. But my thing is this. At the end of the day, I'm not going to compromise for you. I don't give a fuck. I'm your older sister. I know how to do my life. I don't give a fuck what y'all think in your religion. That's on you. I have to do me. See, from a very young child, I knew I was different. I've never spoken to my family about the many things I experienced as a young girl. And speaking, when I was little, I know I had a spirit that was always with me, who I used to communicate with as a little kid. This was between the ages of 3 and like 8 that I remember this. And yes, I used to feel a lot of energy because why? I'm a highly sensitive empath. Always been highly sensitive. And I believe what really ignited or impacted me being able to have such superpowers, because I am a very powerful empath. That came from me and what I experienced at the age of 6 months when my daddy was beat by the police, and I watched that as a young baby. I believe that trauma really is what impact. Trauma is what really ignites, I believe, our gifts in us, which is why I feel so heavily. I'm easily sensitively moved, which is why I had to learn to master it. But you know what? Another thing too is being that my father died so young when I was only 5, that man has been with me all my life. I know that there are things that have happened to me that I believe he has helped to protect me along with God. Oh yeah, my dad's been with me all the time. He's been my lucky star with me all this time. I know it's him. So listen, you have to deconstruct from religion and find your own way. And you cannot care what anybody think, even those who no longer want to be with you. Live your life and be you. I love you, Soul Tribe. I hope you have an amazing day. Happy deconstructing.